Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, whatever time. It is April 1st in Montana, which means we have a snowstorm. Natural, I'll show you, just because that's fun. I don't know if you can even see. I'm going to show you. Look, see up there? I don't know if that's going to show up or it's going to be too much of a glare. But I'm telling you the truth. It is snowing a lot. It's a snowstorm. But anyway, today I'm very excited. I have the most unique guitar I've probably come across so far. This is a 1967 Martin D12-20 conversion. So what that means is this was originally a 12-string guitar. A D12-20 is a 12-string guitar with mahogany back and sides, spruce top. That this one was converted to a 6-string, which I like because I love 12 fret guitars, which body meets at the 12th fret. I do not love 12-string guitars, so this is kind of right up my alley. But it's a Weirdsmobile. So basically what they did, instead of switching the neck out entirely and putting just a 6-string neck on, what the guy did was he chopped the headstock and pushed it down. So this is like the original neck, original headstock. You can't even hardly tell. They did a great job. There's just a little line here and here. Because a 12-string neck would go out to like here, right? And then also a 12-string neck is super thick, so he shaved it down a little bit and actually did a really great job. You wouldn't be able to hardly tell. It's super smooth. It feels just like a regular. It was a very professional job. It was converted sometime in the 80s from what I understand. And so right now it's really comfortable. It's like probably around like between 1 and 11/16. And then it, maybe a little bit thinner right here, maybe all the way to like 10/16 or 10.5/16. I don't know, somewhere around there. It's really comfortable. It doesn't feel too thin at all. Like some of the 60s Gibsons that are 1 and 9/16 that are super thin. This just feels to me like a 1 and 11/16 guitar. But it's a little bit tough to get an exact measurement on because it was, it was carved down. But like I said, you can't see anything here where it was carved down. It just looks like it was professionally done. It does get wider down here. So it's actually like 2 1/4 here at the 12th. And 2 1/4 here at the saddle. But anyway, I'll tell you a little bit more about the guitar. So these ones are really cool. They've got like the stripe down the center, which most D18s don't have. So that's kind of a nice little extra bit. 12 fret obviously connects here. This one is in pristine condition, just right off the showroom floor, as you can see. Yeah. So I'll give you some sounds with it. It just got but it's got a bunch of bracing inside to help, like, because you could see here it's very worn here. If you didn't pick up on my sarcasm before, this is not what it's supposed to look like, but it's a like really worn in, awesome looking, great sounding guitar. Tons of stories behind it. But yeah, if you're looking for like a pristine, perfect looking guitar, this is not the one. And it's a little hard to price too, because the D12-20s are actually very inexpensive because 12 strings just don't hold their value that well. But like the D18Ss, which is basically what this was converted to more or less, are really expensive in this year. You might pay $45,000 to $5,000 for it. So basically, this one I'm probably going to hold on to for a little while. I got it. I knew it was a kind of Weirdsmobile when I got it. And I got it just to be my main guitar for a while because I've kind of settled on, I think for a dreadnought size, I really love the 12 frets. And if you can get like a vintage one, like they're just so cool. Because this is all like real wear. Hasn't been manufactured to look old. This is actually just an old guitar. Just from the 60s. I believe they started this type of guitar in 1964. So this is a 1967. But, hard to get a price exactly on it. But what matters is how it sounds, how it plays. Plays fabulous. Up and down the neck sounds great. Maybe a little bit of intonation issues once you get way up here. This is the original bridge. They just filled it in, so you can kind of see if you look real close. You can see where it was filled in. And then on the other side, underside, they put a really big bridge plate here to kind of help with the top being worn down. And there's some extra stuff down here as well where it's wearing through. So I don't know. Lots of repaired cracks on it as well. Some repaired cracks in the back, sides. This is definitely not like just the type of guitar that you would get if you wanted a pristine guitar. But it's really nice that you could take this out gigging, do whatever, and you're not going to worry if a little ding gets put in it. And it just has that mojo. Some people want a pristine guitar. Some people want a guitar with a story. And this is like in the far category of guitar with a story. Super unique. You couldn't just go out and buy this exact guitar if you wanted to. Because it is, like I said, it's like a one-of-a-kind conversion. Really well done, but it's even different from a 12 string that's been converted with a new neck and all that. It's just like everything about it more or less is original, not the tuners. But you know, it's just been converted to a 6 string. Just really cool. So anyway, none of that really matters if it doesn't sound good. So let's play it some and see what it sounds like. And you guys can tell me your thoughts on it. Anyway, 1967 Martin D12-20 conversion to like a D18S, I guess. Thanks. Okay, so that was this 1967 D12-20 conversion. Here's my thoughts on the guitar. I absolutely love this guitar. There's a few things I wish were different. I wish it didn't have so many cracks. These are all repaired, cleated, glued with hide glue. They're solid. You know, obviously like this I don't mind really at all. There's some side cracks, you know. Wish some of that was different. The actual neck profile on it I think is great. If you are especially someone who doesn't like a real wide neck, this is actually pretty perfect. It's almost too narrow for me up here. I prefer a wider, the wider the better for me. But this is really comfortable. It doesn't at all feel like those really thin Gibsons that I don't like, the 1 9/16. It's pretty thick still, you know, so I wouldn't be scared off with this. And then also you can really wrap around it if you want to. So I think it's a really nice neck. It's really comfortable to play. And then the intonation is actually pretty good for, like I didn't retune when I put the capo on the last clip. I just put it on the 5th, played a little. I didn't retune from being open. So it was no capo, put it on the 5th without retuning, played it. Then put it on the 7th without retuning, played it. And so what you hear in that is basically, you know, that's how it sounds. You don't really need to retune every time you put the capo on. I'm sure it's a little bit out, but not enough that it's like noticeable, I don't think. So I was really impressed with that. I've basically stopped playing a lot of my other guitars since I got this, which should tell you something about it. I don't even have this one for sale yet. I wouldn't know what to price it at. But at some point, you know, if someone wants to buy it, I'll probably sell it. But I really like it, and I've sort of just stopped kind of messing with my other guitars. It's just I want to pick up this one. So that to me is like the biggest thing with a guitar. If you over and over want to pick it up and want to play it, that means it's probably a pretty great guitar, regardless of what the price point is on it. If you find yourself not really picking that up that much, it might not, even if it's a really nice guitar, probably is not worth it for you to keep it. But this one, it's like, whether it's the kind of mojo or the sound or what, it's got beautiful overtones and really loud. It's like a cannon. But I just always want to grab it, and I kind of am leaving some of my other guitars alone while I have this. So, you know, anyway, if someone wants to get a hold of me, I think it's an awesome guitar. Probably going to sell it around the like $3,000 to $3,500 price range is kind of what I'm thinking. But you know, I don't know. I guess the market will let me know. But really, if I really want to sell it, I'd probably go less. But I really love it, so I might just keep it and make this my main guitar, I guess. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it was helpful for someone. Anyway, thank you so much for watching.